I the asshole for trying to explain Tourette's to my young cousin? Whew, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ticking Together. As always, the goal of this channel is to provide education about and to raise awareness as to what it's like living with Tourette syndrome. In today's video, we have a special video for you guys. I am doing another video reacting to the subreddit called Am I the Asshole? And the category, the topic per se of conversation we are going to talk about today is Tourette syndrome. We are going to be reading Reddit stories on the subreddit of Am I the Asshole about Tourette syndrome to see if this person writing the story is the asshole or if they're not. We are going to debate it together. If you're wondering my validity here, hi, I'm Carly, I have Tourette syndrome. There we go, I have Tourette's. So I feel like I can talk about it openly and give my opinion, my 2 cents, if you will. If you guys don't know what Tourette syndrome is, my whole channel is basically dedicated to my life with Tourette's. Tourette's is a neurological disorder, which means it's a disorder which affects my brain, causing me to make involuntary movements and sounds called tics. So these weird things I'm doing with my body and the sounds I make throughout this video, those are tics that I cannot control. They are somewhat involuntary, and for the most part, that's just what Tourette's is. It causes these uncontrollable vocalizations and movements. I was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome at the age of 12. I am now 24. It's been a heckin' long journey of living with this disorder. And I feel like it's my mission on this planet to provide education about my disorder, as well as debunk some myths, and most importantly, break the stigma that surrounds Tourette syndrome. Tourette's is so misunderstood in today's society. If you want to help my goal with debunking some myths and breaking the stigma, I would be so appreciative if you would subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell to stay tuned to all of my content here at Ticking Together. Without further ado, let's get into the story and the reaction. Today's Reddit story is, Am I the asshole for trying to explain Tourette's to my young cousin? Whew, let's get into it. So I, 16-year-old male, have Tourette's. Bad enough that sometimes I can't complete sentences and I have a lot of vocal tics. Today, while my big family came to visit to celebrate our oldest cousin graduating, I was out on the playground with my cousin who is 5, and she asked why I was occasionally yelling, ah. I told her calmly, I can't control it, I just make weird noises sometimes. Her response to this was, come up onto the playground. I'm a doctor, this is the doctor's office. I complied, but tried explaining to her that this was real and not a silly game. She didn't seem to understand. And at that moment, we were called down across the property to eat dinner, pizza. We got there, and I was still ticking. This confused my cousin, and she said, the pizza was the cure. The pizza was supposed to be the cure. I tried explaining to her, it can't be cured, honey. It's a real condition called Tourette syndrome. At that moment though, my aunt, 46-year-old female, interrupted me saying, stop talking about it, now. The more you get it in your head. Then she went inside, leaving me confused as to what I'd done wrong, and a little bit miffed. Was I wrong for trying to explain that my tics can't be cured to my little cousin? Some information. She seemed to be under these possible assumptions. 1. Tourette's gets worse when you talk about it and you shouldn't discuss it. 2. If you don't talk about or discuss your Tourette's, it will get better. And 3. I will somehow pass my Tourette's on to my cousin by telling her about the condition. Possibly she thinks I'll try to convince the kid that she has it. In brackets, I would never. So, am I the asshole? Is it dangerous to tell kids about neurological/psychological conditions? I just didn't want the kid to be confused or try to cure me because that's a dangerous mindset. Whoa. I have some initial thoughts. So, my initial reaction is he is not the asshole, the aunt is. I understand that his cousin is 5, which is very young to be understanding a neurological disorder, but I think how he described it to her is very fair. My initial thoughts is the guy with Tourette's is totally not the asshole. Like, he's just trying to prevent his cousin from being confused. And although she is only 5, he did it in a manner which was very age appropriate. He didn't go on a tangent explaining Tourette's. He just said, sometimes I can't control my noises, it's a disorder. And you know, I think that's completely valid. What isn't valid is the 46-year-old aunt basically shutting him up and saying, like, don't do this, it's taboo, don't talk about it to a 5-year-old. When realistically, the 5-year-old's gonna learn about it eventually. Her cousin has Tourette syndrome, and like I said, he's not going into complete detail giving a 5-year-old a dissertation about his disorder. He's politely saying, I can't help this. The 5-year-old, of course, took it as kind of a game, which is what kids do. They make things into fun games and they play, and that's what they do. So of course she wouldn't completely understand it. But I think it's fair for the 16-year-old boy to tell his 5-year-old cousin, I can't help this, because it's the truth. I understand sometimes having to sugarcoat things for kids or having to make it more light and a little bit more dumbed down per se. And I feel like he did that. He just said, I can't control it. And that's completely normal. So he isn't the asshole at all. It's the aunt who is freaking out saying, don't say this, because if you talk about it, my 5-year-old might get it. I feel like that was the implication here, that the aunt, I got rice, that the aunt thought that perhaps if the 16-year-old boy talked to the 5-year-old girl about Tourette's, that she might pick up on it and start to say, oh, I can't control my sounds. Which, I mean, kids pick up on things, but it's important to be honest, especially at a young age, about disabilities. And as I said, he approached it in a good way by just saying, hey, I can't do this, you know? I can't control this. He didn't go into extreme detail, which is important to not do for a 5-year-old. And the aunt just rubs me the wrong way. She's the asshole here. Because the kid the whole time thought this was a game, saying the pizza's the cure, which is so cute. But the 16-year-old boy obviously wanted to make it clear to the 5-year-old that, hey, I'm being serious, you know? And I don't think there's any problem for addressing Tourette's with a 5-year-old, because tics can appear in kids as young as 5, even younger. And for example, if that 5-year-old was on the playground with another 5-year-old who had tics, how do you think that would pan out? I'm sure that the parent would probably tell the other parent, and then maybe the parent would talk to their own child about, hey, your friend does this because of this, you know? I think that it's important to acknowledge these taboo things while kids are still young. Of course, though, keeping it more kind of sugar-coated per se. I think it's really stupid that the assumptions that the aunt might have had, saying that Tourette's gets worse when you talk about it, or if you don't talk about it, it will get better. Like, that's not how it is at all. As well as that he thinks that somehow he will pass on the Tourette's to his cousin, the aunt thinks this, by talking about it. Like, that makes no sense. And I mean, you can comment if you feel differently, but I got race. Friendly. I think that this person is completely not in the wrong here. He's just trying to be a good older cousin. The only argument could be potentially that 5 is too young, but as I said, a lot of 5-year-olds have tics, and 5 is past the age when you're asking why. You're wanting to know reasons, you're wanting to know why this, why that, why this mom, why this dad, like you're asking questions all the time. So I'm sure she would have asked her parent after the party, hey, why does cousin do this? You know, it's something that would be on her mind. So the fact that he addressed it with her directly in a very, very age-appropriate way, in no way is he the asshole in my opinion. The aunt is though. Like, not cool to publicly say like, hey, don't talk about this, because like, it's family. She's gonna grow up and realize her cousin has Tourette's, and he didn't even say the word Tourette's, he just said he can't control it. So he's not in the wrong here. But maybe I am, I don't know. If you guys have a different opinion than me, I would be so appreciative if you would let me know what your thoughts are on this story down in the comments. Who is the asshole in this situation? Is there one? Is it the aunt? Is it the cousin? Is it the 5-year-old? Who could it be? So leave a comment down below letting me know what your thoughts are. Let's start a conversation here and see what people have to say. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. Again, leave a comment down below just saying hi, or telling me what you would like to see in future videos, or again, letting me know what your opinion is. If you'd like to stay tuned to content about Tourette syndrome, Tourette Syndrome awareness, please subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell to stay tuned to all of my content here at Ticking Together. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we are learning together, we're laughing together, and we're ticking together. Bye!